Okay, ladies, I'm lying on the floor because I'm going to show you a few core exercises. A few of you I know, because you've not done exercise for quite some time, have got relatively weak cores. And your core is the foundation to absolutely everything you do from an exercise perspective. If your core isn't strong, you are much more likely to injure yourself, not just in an exercise class, but at any point in your life. Getting the washing out of the washing machine, loading up the tumble dryer, hauling a bag of potatoes, bringing the shopping in from the car. All of these everyday activities, you are much more likely to put your back out if your core is not strong and you're not using it properly, okay? Excuse me. So I'm going to do a few examples of some core exercises that I would highly encourage you, if you know your core is not strong, to do them at home on a daily basis, okay? We'll cover these in the sessions anyway, but if you can do just 5 minutes a day, it really isn't much. If you can do 5 minutes a day every day, and that's the key, as with everything I keep going on about, consistency. If you can do it every day, you'll have a huge impact on the strength of your core. Okay, now your core is a box, so it's got a top and a bottom, and it's got sides and it's got ends. You've got to work all of it. There's no point in focusing on one. As soon as you start working on one set of muscles and aren't readdressing the opposing muscles, we start to run into problems. So it's all about balance. So the obvious one that we've spoken about before is ab curls. But to begin with, okay, I'm going to talk to you from my lying down position. So the first thing to do before you engage in ab curls is to find your neutral spine position. So you've got to get that pelvis moving, rotated round and the other way, get full range of movement in the pelvis until you find that neutral spine position. Then you want to feel that the distance between your tummy button and your spine is as short as it can possibly be. Pack those muscles down, imprint your back onto the floor, hand behind your head, and as you lift your shoulders off the floor and you exhale, those muscles do not come up. They will naturally come up because obviously there's a shorter distance for that mass of muscle and fat to be in, so there's going to be some bulge, but you are concentrating on keeping it to an absolute minimum, okay? So that's why your hand's there, to try and feel that that bulge is kept to an absolute minimum. I'm not saying bulge being an offensive word. I have a bulge just like everybody else has a bulge. It's a sheer fact that when there's a muscle and fat in this amount of space and it's been squashed to this amount of space, it's going to bulge up. Okay, it's just physics. But we're trying to reduce it as much as possible by bringing those tummy muscles down into the spine. Okay, so ab curls, we've done them plenty of times. Really, really key. And every time you raise your shoulders off the floor, you draw that pelvic floor in. So you feel, it sounds a bit crude, but you feel as though someone's pulling a tampon out of you and you are hanging onto it for dear life to try and keep it inside you. That's how I always explain it, because people can relate to that feeling, okay? So if someone's pulling a tampon out, you are clinging onto it for dear life, trying to make sure it doesn't come out of you, okay? So that's your ab curls. You've also got these muscles at your back here, either side of your spine. And to work those, to work in the back of your core, we want to have you in a back extension position, so lying flat on your front. And then be careful with this one. If you have a bad back, you've got to do it nice and slowly, okay? If you have got a bad back, I'm suggesting you do one arm and one leg at the same time, and then opposite arm and opposite leg next time, okay? Let's move a bit further away. So we have right arm and left leg going up, left arm and right leg going up, okay? Notice how my head is pointing down the whole time. As I lift up an arm, I don't want to lift my head up as well, because that puts a strain on my neck, okay? So the head's looking down. If you can, I'd encourage you to lift both arms and legs at the same time. But if you have a bad back, that may be difficult, especially at the beginning, okay? So just one arm and one leg at the same time for now. Superman is also a wonderful exercise for strengthening your core. So you want to be in a square position to begin with, especially if your core is relatively weak. All you are doing, again, concentrate on drawing those tummy muscles into your spine as hard as you possibly can. The whole time you're keeping that biggest distance you can from the tummy to the floor. Don't let the muscles relax and let your tummy hang down. You're drawing it in against you the whole time, okay? When you're in that box position, all you're doing is you're lifting one arm and the opposite leg off at the same time, while maintaining a nice flat area over your back and your hips, okay? and then take them down. Really, really slowly, really controlled. So I don't want to see this because there's no control in that whatsoever. You can do it as slowly as you like. Raise that leg, raise that arm, hold it there for a few seconds if you like. Concentrate on bringing those tummy muscles away from the floor and then take them down again. Then switch sides, other arm up, other leg up. Maintain that tight tummy away from the floor, maintain that flat back, and then down again. Okay, I think I'll leave it there for now, because if you do nothing but those for a few weeks, you'll really strengthen your core. So work on the ab curls, work on the back extensions, and work on those Superman. Remembering the whole time you are keeping your tummy muscles and your tummy as close to your spine as you possibly can. If you spend just 5 minutes a day doing those for a little while, you'll find a huge difference in your core strength, and that will help it in everything you do, both in an exercise class and outside of. Okay, I'll leave that with you. Bye bye.